Okay, stream should be back up and going. What is this? What am I looking at? Oh, because this is gonna be a fucking nightmare for me. Because the the clock's counting down instead of up. So I have to.
Means math.
Yeah.
Math's involved.
Okay.
You said.
When you come up, you can't come up in a lunge, you gotta square.
Oh, yeah. Did anybody do that? Oh, okay. Okay. File. Export. Turkish.
You got it, Kareem. Kimmy, let's go. Kareem, let's do it. Come on, Kimmy. We practiced yesterday.
Okay. We are back up. And
You're good? Okay.
Okay, now someone doesn't have.
So we're back on?
Yeah, my wife.
All right. Sorry for the technical difficulties. But our live feed is back up. We had some problems. Hopefully, we'll be able to ride out the rest of the event. We are in Turkish Get Up, so the Turkish Delight race right now, and the first flight just went on, and everyone was looking fantastic. Right now we're on stage 2. We got Timothy Edgar. Timothy Edgar Pro. And on flight 2 we have Cami Poplowski, amateur. And all the way flight 3, far right end, is going to be Corinne Vermette, Pro-Am. So what you did miss in the live feed, we should be able to put up. We were recording and be able to put it up actually on our YouTube channel in the next few days, so you can actually watch the entire event in its entirety. So once again, if you're tuning in, you're watching the International Kettlebell Games 2014. We are at the Dover, New Hampshire qualifier, the very first qualifier ever. The event is being brought to you by Sony, Natural Force, IKGA, which is the International Kettlebell Games Association, and CATS, Kettlebell Algorithm Training System. All right, we're about 30 seconds away from the second flight of Turkish Get-Ups.
Yeah.
All right, so in the Turkish Get-Up, if you're not familiar with this exercise, it's a phenomenal standalone exercise. I mean, it's one of these exercises that can trigger VO2 max immediately. But what they're going to be doing is racing from a lighter kettlebell to the heavier kettlebells. They have to complete a rep with each arm before they can advance onto the heavier bell. Techniques can vary. The main rule is that they keep their arms locked out as they move through the exercise, standing up and returning back to the floor. Before they can discard the bell, their mid to upper back has to hit the floor. Cammy's looking very fast and methodical. She's already working on the 12 kilogram, it looks like.
Go, Cammy.
Tim is on his second arm with the 20 kilogram. And then Corinne all the way in platform 3 is now approaching the 16 kilogram. Very strong athletes, very focused athletes, awesome athletes here in Dover. Now, it gets a lot tougher. One, because the kettlebell gets heavier, but also because you are pre-exhausted leading into the heavier kettlebells. Turkish Delight is one of my favorite events to watch. When I'm doing it and I'm in the zone, it's one of my favorites to do. But I'm telling you, it really tests you once you get to the heavier kettlebells for sure. Everyone's looking very focused. If you notice, everyone is staring at the kettlebell. That's very, very important even when I'm teaching Turkish get-ups, to keep that focus on the bell. It helps to keep your center of gravity in place, but it also, in case you're going to lose the kettlebell, it shows you which way to avoid and which way to discard and run. Fantastic focus. We're about 2 minutes and 3 seconds in. Seeing Tim right now taking a little bit of a break, and that's important because once you pick up the kettlebell and you start your rep, the one thing you don't want to do is get a no rep. Especially if it's due to fatigue, because that can cost you 45 seconds to a minute. And Cammie just knocking out the 24 kilogram with her right, and she's now approaching the left. All right, Tim is on the 80 pounder.
Tim, it's only a 36. Come on.
36 kilogram kettlebell. Come on. Nothing but love in here. Very strong, he's looking great. And it's a legal rep.
Nice, Tim. One more, Tim.
All right. Corrine is looking like she's fighting hard. Being very methodical right now. If she loses it, she still has plenty of time to get some more reps in, though. Tim is on his second hand, the left hand for Turkish get-ups. He's got it locked out. Now he's going back down. Can he maintain it? That's the thing.
Keep it locked, Tim.
Oh, he loses it. So that means he's got to start over now. All right, so on platform 2, Cammie is still eyeballing. She's working. Nope, she's going to wait a little bit. We've still got about a minute, 10 seconds to go. It looks like Tim is about prepared to go with the 80 again. He's going to have one more attempt at that. So if I was him, I'd probably wait.
Tim, use two hands. There you go. Two hands up, Tim. Two hands. Use the other hand, pull it up. Yeah, there you go.
Yes. All right, here we go. He doesn't have the energy right now, so he has 45 seconds to make another attempt. It is definitely possible to do that in the 5 minutes. All right, Karine's looking very strong. She gets up and locks it out. The crowd goes crazy. A lot of love, a lot of support here. I love it. Reminds me of back home at F3. Oh, and she loses it. But Karine still has an opportunity to make it up and down within 25 seconds. It is definitely possible. Everyone's working really hard. He's got 15 seconds left. Can he get up and down? It's going to be a struggle. Nope, he doesn't have it in him. Karina's still holding on, and she decides to let it go. Everyone did a fantastic job. That was flight 2 of the Turkish Delight. All right, flight 3 is coming up next. Todd Shabbat, Janine Harrington, and Patrick Wright. So we have a pro and 2 pro-ams.
Nice work, fella. Yeah.
All right, so once again, our sponsors for the 2014 International Kettlebell Games season is Sony. And if you want to support them, it's actually going to be the store.sony.com. Lots of fantastic products up there, but that's what's actually powering and enable us to broadcast right now. So the PC that we're using, the cameras and everything, driven by Sony. Also, Natural Force Supplements. Let me tell you, the only company in the world that I know of that's completely organic from the ground up, providing pre-workout, intra-workout, and post-workout. They are also a sponsor of Team F3, and I tell you what, I live by those products. They are phenomenal, phenomenal company, phenomenal products. Also, the International Kettlebell Games Association. If you want to see what that's all about, just go to ikbgames.com. Our organization is by the lifters, for the lifters. So me, Max, the judges that you see out there, Maureen, Erica, Chrissy, all are also competitors. We love to compete. We love fellow competitors. And so the Kettlebell Game Association is just an organization to award people who are going to be in it for the long haul, discounts, things like that, but just something to help power the organization and drive the International Kettlebell Games. Also, CATS, Kettlebell Algorithm Training System. If you're not familiar with that, go to f3-performance.com, watch the videos, read up on that. It is a great workout module, kettlebell algorithm training system, basically to help prep people, especially in specific lifts like snatches, long cycle, and the jerk. Once again, you're watching the International Kettlebell Games 2014 Dover, New Hampshire qualifier. Be back shortly. Flight 3 coming up.
Todd, you ready?
I forgot.
Probably getting ready to start the camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the camera started?
No. Well, we still got.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were going to tell them to go.
No. Well, if the lifters are ready, but I don't see even ready up there, so I don't know. Hey, Colin, when you want to, just. You ready? Yeah.
We're ready if they're ready.
It was on the way down. It was back down. It's supposed to be like that, but she's anal about everything. So.
Get it done, Todd. Even if you are doing the right, they'll be like saying that.
So it's like 28 was done, 32 was done, and it's like before it was just on the second round. I was like, wow, I'm just going to stand all day for everybody.
It's like two something. It took you a while before I was saying move over because they're pushing out. I know.
Where's Tim? Tim, you ready to harass him?
Here we go, Todd. Here we go, Todd.
All right, here we go with flight number 3. Platform 1, we have the pro Todd. On 2, we have Janine. 3, Patrick. Pro-Am. So this is a race to actually get through the kettlebells. For the guys starting with the 16 kilograms all the way up to the 36 kilogram. For the ladies starting at the 8 kilogram all the way up to the 62 kilogram. I'm sorry, 28 kilogram, 62 pounder. So far everyone's looking very strong, very methodical, like they've done this a couple times. In this particular flight, Janine seems to be the quickest going through the bells right now.
Go, Patrick! There you go, Patrick. Flying through. There you go, Todd. 1 minute in, 1 minute in.
And like so many of the other events in the kettlebell games, techniques, you're going to see they vary greatly. And that's okay. Once again, the main rule about Turkish get-up is maintaining that lockout position throughout the entire lift. So whether using a squat style, lunge style, core style, whatever your style may be.
You got it, Todd.
Todd has taken his time, being very methodical all the way through. And Patrick, right on platform 3, is already at the 32 kilograms. He's looking very strong. Looking very strong.
You got it, Patrick.
Patrick just stood up with the 36 kilogram to 80. Can he make it down? Make it legit? He does. Woo! He's got 1 bell to go. Janine also working the 62 right now, the 28 kilogram. Patrick is fighting very hard. Janine fighting very hard. Todd still being very methodical. And that could be part of his strategy. The bigger guys don't have to work as hard. Patrick knocked it out in under 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He hasn't missed a bell whatsoever. Janine is battling with a 28. And she's a smaller athlete. So, man, we're operating that 28 kilogram kettlebell is not very easy. But she is clearly very strong. Patrick gets up and down with the 36 kilogram.
Push it!
Stands up with it.
Lock it up!
Bam, man, he's done. Janine still has about 1 minute 20 seconds left to put up the 62. So for a lightweight competitor, not many lightweights are going to be able to get up with the 62s. So if she can, that's a big deal. Now she still has a minute, so let's see if she regroups a little bit and tries one more time. I love it. She's fired up. Oh! A for effort, though. That's for sure. She still has an opportunity. It can be done. 30 seconds to go. If she can maintain that focus, get underneath her. Keep that center mass. She gets up with it. Now, can she get back down with it, which can be just as difficult? Oh, she loses it. Almost. 15 seconds left. Hopefully she's okay. She's kind of holding that shoulder in an odd place. Hopefully she didn't hurt herself. All right, that concludes Flight 3. Next up, we're going to be having Flight 4. That's Nicholas Cordier, Andrew Grupp, and Luke Dinwood.
I came with Tim last weekend. We ran through one, yeah. We ran through Vince lines. Walked on the jerks for 5-10 minutes. It's a good card. We'll see. 24 minutes. I don't remember what I did.
Thank you. I forgot to give these out.
I don't look
When I do it, there's a lot of feet kicking in the air.
Thank you.
Sandbag planes, if I start up on my elbow, sandbag get up on it. But if I can't get on it, I just lay there and
Well, it's like I have like 10 seconds to get this done. I don't know if there was a proper way to do it. You don't have to do anything. I just do like some dirty plays or something. Just get all pumped. Minute 30, dude.
I think so. Yep. Bam. Oh, for sure. Yep. Vegan. So it's gluten-free, organic, 100%. Yeah. All right. So we're getting ready for Flight 4. We have Nicholas, Pro Division on 1, Andrew on 2, and Luke on 3. So we got Pro Am and Pro Am.
Remember to square up when you stand up.
And here we go. So you see a squat technique right out the gate from a few of them, a couple of them, and then a lunge technique on the way down. Andrew gets right up using a squat style. Everybody else being a little bit more methodical, doing more of a lunge core technique. You can really tell that Andrew is on a mission. Nicholas also very, very methodical.
Nice stick.
Precise every rep. Luke is now approaching the 24 kilograms. All right, now, this is where fatigue starts to set in, usually on the 4th, 5th, and 6th bell. So let's see if the Andrew can maintain that same pace all the way through. And I have no doubt that he'll be able to. Some very well-trained athletes here. Athletes with no fear. Athletes jumping into a competition like this with no comp experience. Some of them don't even have a lot of technical background in some of these lifts. And jumped right in. Andrew was first to the 32 kilogram with a 70-pound kettlebell. Very nice. And here we go. The 36 kilogram. It's going to be the 80-pound kettlebell. And he gets, and he loses it. He loses it. Now, let's see if he regroups himself. If I was him, I'd probably would just take about a 10, 20, maybe even a 30-second break. Just regroup a little bit. Strong. It's very important to maintain his focus. Now, Nicholas in 1 is now also on the 80-pound kettlebell. He gets up with it, locked out. Up and down, very easy. Andrew and Nick are both on the second arm. Luke looks like he's finishing up. And he loses it. Nicholas finishes up. The first one done in this flight. Andrew working on the second arm, I believe, with an 80-pound kettlebell. And let me tell you something. An 80-pound kettlebell fresh is difficult enough. When you're pre-exhausted with 11 reps in you already, all right, they still got time. They gotta make it count.
Let's go, guys. Come on.
You have a minute 25. Minute 25. Come on, let's go. Two hands.
Go, Luke.
Keep your eye right on that bell.
Last one, buddy. Last one, Luke. Yeah.
great focus, and he maintains it. Now, can he hold it on the way down? He's fighting out. And he loses it. All right, he still has enough time to try another attempt. All right. Luke, who was struggling with the 32s, actually just got up and down with the 36. Some very tough athletes. And Andrew seems like he can't put it together. He's got 45 seconds. He still has time. This is a battle.
Give it another shot. One at a time.
35 seconds.
Give it up there.
Come on, Luke, 30 seconds. Now's the time, Luke.
Come on, Luke. Beast it.
Oh.
Let's go, Luke.
25 seconds. He has one more attempt. Luke is working his way up. Oh, doesn't have the strength left to maintain it. Looks like he's going to give up on it. Andrew's going to fight, and he loses it.
One more shot.
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
I love these guys. I love them.
5.
They're going to fight all the way to the end. 3, 2, and at that point, that's about it. Awesome job.
Thank you.
I think there's more here. I don't know who they are. There are names. Take a manner. Thank you.
All right, if you're just tuning in, you just witnessed flight number 4 in the Turkish Delight, which is basically a race of 12 Turkish get-ups with progressively heavier weights. That was flight 4. Flight 5 is coming up now. We have 2 athletes in flight 5. So we're going to see an athlete on platform 1. It's going to be Matthew Wigmore. And then on platform 3 is going to be Mark Berry. Both of these athletes are going to be Pro-Am athletes. See what strategies they have going into this. So right now, if you're tuning in, all you can see right now is Maureen and one of the helpers, I should say. But what you can't see is about 40 to 50 spectators watching, cheering everybody on here. The energy is absolutely fantastic. On the break, going in from Turkish Get Up into the last event, which is their specialty event called the Kettle Bear. It's a fantastic event. People back home hate it. I love it. It is hardcore, but I tend to like those things that are hardcore. And I'll explain that once we get closer. But I'm going to bring on the microphone Colin McGarity himself, the owner of Seacoast Kettlebell, about 10 minutes. And great guy, great gym, great business, a phenomenal following. And the energy here is bar none. So, I mean, if you are ever in the Dover, New Hampshire area and are looking for a place to train, please get a hold of Seacoast Kettlebell.
I can't do math in my head anymore.
Okay, we're about 10 seconds away from flight number 5. Once again, we have Matthew Wigmore on 1 and Mark Berry on 2. Both Pro-Am competitors. And here we go. Both of these guys are opting for a more methodical technique. Mark seems to be a little faster off the floor. The first one to get to the 20-kilogram kettlebell.
Go,
Matthew is very poised, very focused. That's probably his game plan going into this. Because the bottom line is making every rep count. That's very, very important. Secondary is being as fast as you can. But when you put that kettlebell in your hand, you start to get up, you want to make that rep count. Okay, Mark is working with the 28 kilogram to 62 pound kettlebell. Matt just made his way to the 62 as well. Both looking very strong. Mark is working on the 32 kilogram right now, which is 70 pounds. And we got Matt finishing up the 62. Looks very strong, very unaffected. We're about at the 2-minute mark. 3 minutes to go. I got a feeling that both these gentlemen are not going to have a problem completing the full flight. All right, they're both on the 36 kilogram, and like I said, both these guys are big, strong guys. Mark finishes at about 250. Can Matt get down under 3 minutes? And he gets done right at the 3-minute mark. Fantastic job. Fantastic job. All right, so in flight number 6, we have Brittany Tucker, Wes Dillon, Lisa Jacks. We have a pro and 2 AMs coming up next. And this will be the last flight of the Turkish Get-Up.
That's your goal. 30 or maybe. So I'm going to bust out 30 and 20. Right. It's 2.5 more minutes in the day rest. Well, look at that. So I could go on with the That's a good hour. Well, I'm just saying, I could talk about it.
Exactly, not the honey.
Peter, where are you?
She's so ready. Yeah.
They got stuff on the left.
All right, flight 6 is underway. Brittany, a very strong pro competitor. She's getting up and down very, very easy. I suspect that she's going to get to the full flight with no problem. We have Wes on 2, being very methodical, but he gets through the first bell, easy. And Lisa Jacks, all the way in number 3, is actually working on her second bell as well.
Go, Britt. Pace. Nice, Wes.
Nice job, Brittany. Come on, Wes, you got
Nice,
it.
Wes.
Nice job, Brittany.
Deliver it. Nice, go, Lisa. Good, guys. Nice, Brittany.
The competitors are looking very strong, very methodical. Tends to be that way in the first 3 kettlebells, and then what happens is VO2, cardio, starts kicking in right around the 3rd, 4th bell. Yeah, I'd say the 4th bell for sure. And that's where competitors tend to separate.
Go, Wes. Brittany, nice.
Brittany standing up as easy with the 18 as she is with the 20 kilogram. Very methodical, very strong. All right, everyone is now on their 4th bell.
Go, Wes. Come on, Wes.
Brittany's second hand of the, I believe the second hand of the 20 kilogram. Wes is working on the first hand with the 28 kilogram, 62 pounder. And then Lisa is finishing up, I believe, the first hand with the 20 kilogram, yes. Brittany's already on the 24 kilogram. Very strong athlete. She's known as the kettlebell ninja around here, I hear. People who know me know I love the ninjas.
Wes, you got this. Go, Wes. Come on, Lisa. Nice, Brittany. You got it, Brittany. Nice job, Brittany. Wes, nice. Go, Wes. Go, Lisa.
Brittany finishes the 24 kilogram, the 53, like it was just another day in the office. Wes is trying to pull it together to get up that 32 kilogram. Arm starting to twist, yep, makes it a little bit difficult. Once the hand starts twisting, it's really hard to stabilize the kettlebell at that position. Lisa, great concentration, great technique, and she makes it happen. All right, Brittany's on the last bell. Wes is working on his second hand with the 32 kilogram. Lisa's worked on the second hand with the 24 kilogram, and she's having a hard time stabilizing, and she breaks. Still have a minute left, minute 5 seconds to be exact. Brittany is fighting. She might be out of energy. She laughs it off. She laughs at the kettlebell.
5 breaths, go. 5 slow breaths.
All right, we are now 50 seconds away from being done with flight 6. All 3 competitors still working on the bells.
Come on, Brett. You got it, Lisa. Nice breath.
Can he maintain it? Can he bring it back? Oh, he loses it. Brittany gets up. Can she maintain it? Oh, no. That might have cost her. That last little bit. You gotta maintain. Lisa gets up. Can she get down and keep it locked out? With 15 seconds left. She's battling. Nope, she can't. Having a hard time. 10 seconds left. I don't know if Athlete's gonna try it now. And it looks like that's gonna ride it out. All right. Turkish Delight Dover qualifier is now in the books. We're gonna take a short break to get everything set up. Soon